Well, there is no easy way to digest this. Child abuse kills 3 kids every day and impacts more than 3 million of them every year. And while the pandemic has led to fewer reports of it here in Franklin County, the truth is more kids are in danger of abuse than ever. So here's how you can help. And Carrie brothers and Shawney Johnson joining me now via Zoom, both with Franklin County Children's Services. So ladies, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having us.
Carrie, I want to start with the fact that COVID has really heightened the issue of child abuse, unfortunately. So tell us about the #1 concern that you guys have when it comes to learning about a new case of possible neglect or abuse.
Well, really what we've learned over the years is that community, like family community and connection, is really the biggest thing that helps keep children safe. But as you know, connection right now with COVID, that takes a whole nother meaning, So, and when you don't have that same kind of connection, that can be stress on relationships. Obviously, many people are dealing with financial insecurity. So the impact on child safety can be immediate just due to those heightened stressors. So really, as much as family and community can kind of wrap around families and remain connected, especially with families that have young children, that's going to really benefit children and families.
So when you have this 24-hour hotline, when you get a call into that, how do you find out if it's, a legitimate claim, if it's unfounded? What is the process you go through?
Gotcha. That's a good question. So yeah, we do have the 24-hour hotline. And one thing with that is with COVID, because we're trying to do our best for CDC guidelines and distancing, we now have the ability, we have staff here that answer it. We also have a mobile hotline, so our staff are able to confidentially answer it from their home. We've started that process. But the way that we determine if it meets it or not is we have state guidelines. So all the counties in Ohio, it's not like, oh, we read it and it's how we feel. We have to go by state guidelines to see, does it meet a threshold for us to be involved with a family?
And so we talk about last year, right? There was extended shutdowns, school closures, and then going into this year. How many active cases are you reviewing now?
So when you look at the whole year, our whole year the referrals that we get to our hotline, they're down about 15% in comparison to previous years. And we have some typical patterns that go in a wave, but for sure it's down. And right now, we don't have our stats for October. October's not done. For September, our referrals were about 3,100 last year. And for this year, they're about 2,400. So for sure, there's been an impact. I mean, when people are adjusting to a new normal, so when in the spring, when schools kind of, shut down or went remote, people were adjusting just to their daily jobs. How does that adjust? So that did impact the number of referrals. There's just not quite as many people. A lot of our referrals come from mandated reporters. There weren't as many people that were having access to the kids. And I think families were just trying to kind of hunker down and figure out their day-to-day lives, just like all of us were during that time. So, yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, it's not so much a case of things getting better. It's a case of you not finding out about it because these connections are lost, unfortunately. So let's talk about mandated reporting. Shawney, how important are these people to the community?
Well, we are notified by the suspicions of abuse and neglect from our community partners. So if they're not out there seeing these children, then like Carrie said, that we're getting a lot fewer referrals.
And so let's talk about the training they go through and what the requirements are.
So we feel that every agency that hires or works with people who are considered mandated reporter have an obligation to educate them about that. What Franklin County Children's Services, is doing is we offer a courtesy, that means free of charge, training for those individuals who reside in Franklin County or work in Franklin County. And we explain the Ohio Revised Code, what the requirements are for mandated reporters, who some of those people are, what are some ramifications if you're a mandated reporter and you fail to report. We define abuse, neglect, and dependency per the Ohio Revised Code. We give examples of things that may or may not rise to the level of an investigation. And we talk about the Franklin County guidelines, how to make a referral, what kind of information we would want once you're on that phone call, and those kinds of things.
All right, so children need to have a voice. They are the ones, right, being impacted in a lot of these cases. How can the public out there help make that happen?
If you have any information at all, and we've talked about mandated reporters, but anyone in the community can call in a referral. If you have any information at all with a suspicion of abuse or neglect about children, we strongly encourage you to give us a call so that we can go out and do an investigation.
And there is a 24/7, 365 hotline that makes it so easy to do that. So if you have any suspicions, just reach out. It is the best thing to do. So ladies with Franklin County Children's Services, thank you so much.
Thank you.